let's start. First rule we have is constant rule. The derivative of a constant c is 0. So, if you have any constant or any number, the derivative of that number is 0. So, if f of x is equals to c, then f prime of x is equals to 0. So let me give you an example. F of x is equals to 25. The number 25 is your constant. So f prime of x is equals to 0. Next rule we have is constant times a function. The derivative of a constant times a function is equal to the constant times the derivative of a function. So all you need to do is find the derivative and multiply it by a constant. So if y is equals to constant times f of x, then y prime is equals to constant times f prime of x. Now let me give you an example again. Y is equals to 20x cubed. So y prime is equals to 20 times 3x. You'll just put down the exponent and multiply it to the constant, so your answer will be y prime is equals to 60x. That's it.
Given a function of y is equal to 4x plus 2 times 3x squared, we are about to find its derivative, wherein y prime is equals to f of x times g prime of x plus g of x times f prime of x. So, 4x plus 2 times the derivative of 3x squared is 6x plus 3x squared times the derivative of 4x plus 2, which is 4. It is equals to 6 times 4x plus 2, which is 24x squared plus 12, plus 3x squared plus 4, which is 12x squared. Next, we have to combine the like terms. Which are 24x squared and 12x squared. We are about to add them. It is equal to 36x squared plus 12. So that's it. Y prime is equals to 36x squared plus 12.
So in this video, we'll be talking about a derivative, and it's called the quotient rule. And it says that if you have a fraction, you want to take the derivative of the thing, we'll take whatever's in the denominator, this one, and multiply it to the derivative of the numerator. As you can see here in this one, this is the derivative of the numerator, and this is the denominator. Then subtract it to the derivative of the denominator, then multiply it to the numerator, and get the difference, divide it to the denominator and square it. So as you can see, here's the g of x squared. After that, you can't never switch the whole terms when subtracting. What I mean by that is you can't switch the terms for this one, this whole term and this whole term, for you will get a different difference when it happens. We're talking about a simple quotient rule problem, which would be y is equal to 6x minus 1 over 9x plus 3. It's pretty easy though. We would be getting the derivative of the numerator, which is 6, times the denominator itself. So according to the formula earlier, we would be taking the derivative of this and just copy this. Next, we're going to subtract it to the derivative of the denominator, which is 9. Then just copy the numerator itself. Then divide it all over denominator, which is 9x plus 3, and then we'll just square it. There we go, and we'll answer it. 6 times 9x would be 54x. 6 times 3 would be positive 18. It would be 9 times 6x would be 54x. Then 9 times negative 1 is negative 9. All over 9x plus 3 squared. We're just gonna cancel this 54x because 54x minus 54x is 0. And here 18 minus 9 would be 9. Then 9x plus 3. We're just gonna copy that. And here we have the answer. This is the derivative of 6x minus 1 all over 9x plus 3.
Back guys to another rule of the derivative, which is the chain of rule, or also known as the inside-outside rule. The first things first we are going to talk about is the basic idea of it. And it says that you start off with a function that is actually the composition of another function, and it says that you take the derivative of that, by which you do is that it is the derivative of the function wherein the inside is left alone and the exponent will be n minus 1, then multiply by the derivative of the inside on the first equation. That is the basic idea of the chain rule. Probably we will use the chain rule more often when you cross among the derivatives, so it is very important to know and have some knowledge in this rule. So let's go now to the first example. Our first example would be y is equals to 2x plus 3 squared. Do we do here first is that the derivative of y is equals, then we will just bring down the exponent and then copy the g of x. Then right after that, follow the formula. The n minus 1 would be our exponent. So our exponent here is 1 because 2 minus 1 is equals to 1, so we don't need to write that. Then after that, we will times this first equation into the derivative of g of x. So what is the derivative of our g of x? It would be 2. right? So because here is our constant, and 2x just only equals to 1, so just only 2. But this is not our final answer. What would be our final answer is that you should simply multiply these two. It will become 4 equals to 2x plus 3. Simply just like that.
Today I'm going to show you how to find the first, second, third, and fourth derivatives. In this example, all you only have to do is chain rule, so it's going to be easy. As stated before, from chain rule, all you have to do, bring down the 5, which is an exponent, multiply it by the whole number, and today I'm going to show you how to find the first, second. All you have to do is follow the pattern in chain rule. Today I'm going to show you how to answer. The answer below is, today I'm going to follow the pattern. The first derivatives that you will get. Here is the second one, following chain rule. Here is the third one, following the chain rule. Here's the final one, following the same chain rule.
Hello everyone, I'm gonna teach you how to do the implicit differentiation. Now we will solve the problem 3x squared plus 4xy squared plus 2x squared y is equals to 14. Now we will differentiate the three terms. Now first, we will differentiate the first term, which is 3x squared. Now, 3x squared is a constant times a function. In constant times a function, just copy the constant, then find a derivative of the function. Then multiply them together, then you get the answer. Like so. The constant here is 3, so we just copy 3. Then we will find the derivative of x squared, the function. Then the derivative of x squared is 2x. Then we multiply both, and we get the answer 6x. Now we will differentiate the second term, 4xy squared. Now 4xy squared is function times a function. That is why we will use product rule, which is f of x times derivative of g of x plus g of x times derivative of f of x. Now, following the rules, we will just copy f of x, which is 4x. Then find the derivative of g of x, which is y squared. We will get the result of 2 times y times dy over dx plus g of x, which is y squared. Copy it. Then find the derivative of f of x, which is 4x, and the result is 4. Now, we will compute it. 2 times y times dy over dx, that is why we get the result. Then 4 times y squared is equals to 4y squared. Now we compute these two. We get 8xy dy over dx plus 4y squared. Now we will differentiate the third term, which is 2x squared y. Now the third term is like the second term, which is function times a function. We will use the product rule, like so. The f of x, which is 2x squared, just copy it. Then find the derivative of the g of x, which is y. We get dy over dx plus g of x, copy of the g of x, which is y. Then find the derivative of f of x, which is 2x squared. We get the answer of 4x. Then we multiply 2x squared times dy over dx. We get 2x squared dy over dx plus y times 4x, which is 4xy. That is why we get that answer. Combine and compute the differentiation of the three terms. 6x plus 8xy dy over dx plus 4y squared plus 2x squared dy over dx plus 4xy is equal to 0. Now in this situation, we will just combine like terms. Now, on the right side, we will just put the remaining terms, and on the left side, we will put the terms that has dy over dx, like so. 8xy dy over dx plus 2x squared dy over dx is equals to negative 4y squared minus 4xy minus 6x. Now, in this situation, we will just factor out these two. Now, just find something similar about them. It is dy over dx. In factoring, we will just divide the thing that is similar to the two terms, which is dy over dx. Now, let's divide. dy over dx divided by 8xy dy over dx is equals to 8xy plus dy over dx divided by 2x squared dy over dx is equals to 2x squared. Is equals to negative 4xy squared minus 4xy minus 6x. Now, to remove this one, we will divide both sides by it, like so. dy over dx times 8xy plus 2x squared over 8xy plus 2x squared is equals to negative 4y squared minus 4xy minus 6x over 8xy plus 2x squared. Now we get the answer. dy over dx is equals to negative 4y squared minus 4xy minus 6x over 8xy plus 2x squared. Hello everyone, I'm gonna teach you the real life situation solving for differentiation. Problem. A serving box that has an open top will be made by cutting squares out of each corner of a 10 inches by 16 inches sheet of cardboard and folding the tabs to form a box. What should be the sizes of squares to be cut to maximize the volume of the box? That is the question. Now guys, take a look at the illustration. This illustration, you might wanna remember it for the upcoming solvings. Now, the givens are length is equals to 10 minus 2x, width is equals to 16 minus 2x, and height is equals to x. We will use the formula volume is equals to length times width times height. Our solution, volume is equals to quantity 10 minus x times quantity 16 minus 2x times x. Now, I saw the x's first, so negative 2x times negative 2x, 4x squared. Then I times negative 2x times 16, negative 32x. Then 10 times negative 2x, negative 20x. Then 10 times 16 is equals to 160 times x. Now next is volume is equals to 4x squared. Negative 32x minus 20x is equals to negative 52x. So negative 52 minus 52x plus 60 times x. Now we multiplied the two functions. Volume is equals to 4x cubed minus 52x squared plus 160x. Now, we'll find the derivative of the volume. Our volume is 4x cubed minus 52x squared plus 160x. Now, the derivative of that is 12x squared minus 104x plus 160. Now next step is to find the value or values of the x. Now 12x squared minus 104x plus 160. We have to factor that out to find the value. Now the factors are quantity 4x minus 8 times for 3x minus 20. Now, we will find the x sub 1. First, 4x minus 8 is equal to 0. We will transpose the 8 to the right side. So, 4x is equal to 8. Now, to get rid of the 4, we have to divide both sides by 4. So, 4 divided by 4, 1. 8 divided by 4, 2. So that is why x sub 1 is equal to 2. Now, find the x sub 2. 3x minus 20 is equal to 0. Now, we have to transpose 20 to the other side. So that will be 3x is equal to 20. Now, to get rid of the 3, divide both sides by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 20 divided by 3 is 20 over 3, or in decimal it is 6.67. Now, this is our conclusion. The sizes of the squares to be cut should be 2 inches by 20 over 3 inches, or 6.67 inches.
Pretty proud with a 6-0 taking over YouTube, trying to get like him. Bro, fist to the face, can you keep it with a pace? And I'm never gonna switch. But can you do this?